Hey, how you doing? This is Vinny, Rover Specialist. Just going to go over brake pads, thickness, when to change them, what to do, and how to do the rotors, and see if the rotors are too thick, too thin, or the pads are too thick or too thin. Here are little measurement tools. This one right here is actually in the green. These mean that the pads are good. These mean that the pads are worn. This is in the danger. This is when you should replace them. These pads were over here, which is a 4 millimeter thickness. So if you measure it, that's about 4 millimeters. If you look at the rotor and the pad sensor, you can see that the pad sensor is touching over here. So we usually measure in between from the rotor to the pad and see how much life is left. 4 millimeters. I go minimum 4 millimeters only because when you start going lower than that, the caliper itself comes out too far, and especially when the car gets old, it gets rusty, corroded, and doesn't go back in, and then you have to replace calipers. So instead of waiting longer on replacing brake pads, you do them a little sooner, and your calipers will last a little longer and a little less wear and tear. Plus, there's usually a lip. If you look real close, you can see a lip on the rotor, on the outside and on the inside. So the thickness of the rotor, when you measure it, is in full thickness. It already wore out a couple millimeters, maybe 2 millimeters on the inside, 2 millimeters on the other side. So it's a total of 4 millimeters you lost out of the total mass of the rotor. So that's why we're changing these. This is a 2016 Range Rover Sport, supercharged. And here's the finished job on the other side, which should look like nice shiny flat rotors. These are zinc coated, so it stops the rusting and stops the rusting from the inside, so the rotors last a little bit longer. They're special heat treated, which also make them last a little bit longer. And then if you look at the thickness of the brake pad, these are probably about 10 to 12 millimeters worth of brakes. Average is about 10 to 14,000 miles, depending on how you drive. If you do a lot of city driving, you're going to do a lot less, but that's about the average. Check out the next video where you see installation.